All right, welcome. Today here my goal is to hatch 250 crystal keys at the crystal chest to see if I can get the Westie Wizard. Off I am to the crystal chest, which is located in Castle. So certainly odds are probably not great at this. If I check out the spinny wheel, I mean, you don't see one right now, but it says 0.1% for that chest up there. It's extremely difficult to actually get the huge that's at the spinny wheel. It's roughly 1 in 1,000, and that's just if the huge ends up on your spinning wheel. It's probably one like more than 1 in 4 or 5,000. Over here to get the Westie Wizard at the chest, you can see the different loot that I could potentially pick up. There's definitely not great loot in the first part, but as you get to the back part, some of the loot's actually not bad that's in here, especially on the last 2 frames that they show you. So opening up 250 crystal keys is certainly going to take me a while, and my hope is that I will get that Westie Wizard. As you can see right now, I do not have the Westie Wizard. Doing a search for it, I have the basic versions of it, the small pets. But I currently do not have the huge. That would be great if I can get it because it's valued at roughly 13.5 million right now. I did completely clear out my inventory. I have a couple apples. I'll get rid of them. You can see the 250 keys. It's currently valued at roughly 7.33 million if I was to sell that in a trading center. I cleared out all my potions. I cleared out all my enchants. Well, I accidentally forgot and I left 5 tap power 5 in there. So we'll know if I have 5 extra tap power 5. That was because I do still have some charms, just some coins and some agility charms. I also did get rid of all my diamonds, although technically I don't think you can actually get diamonds when you're opening the crystal chest, but I did eliminate all my diamonds. So now time to start opening up these and see what I can get. So 250 crystals, let's go. Ooh, got one of those blast charms. That's not bad. Some basic enchants. Nothing really great. Oh, I got a free key. Hey, I got my key back, so extra key. So I'll probably end up doing a little bit more than 250. Every time I get a key, I will end up using that. So I'm going to speed this up here because this is clearly going to take a long time. I am manually opening up every single key here. When I actually did another challenge where I opened 250 chests, I just used an auto clicker and it zipped through 2,000. Actually, it was 2,500, not 250. But I zipped through 2,500 of it was gift bags, is what it was. But I zipped through those gift bags really quickly. It took me 5 minutes with the auto clicker. This I'm not actually using auto clicker on. Looks like I got another key. So far in all the loot that I'm getting, I'm really not seeing anything that's too great. Ooh, I just got another charm that's not bad. So a couple huge charms haven't been bad. But so far everything I've gotten is kind of very low tier. Certainly if I wanted to try to sell this, I don't think I could get it. I have gotten a couple free keys, so this open 200 is another free key. So this open 250, I'm probably going to open 270 once I'm done with all the free keys I'm kind of getting here right now. But still no luck, and again, still nothing that really has any value if I went to go and sell it in the Trading Plaza. The other thing that's kind of a problem when you're doing this is, looks like I get roughly 6 items each time. If you multiply that by 250, I'll get roughly 1,500 items. If I'm doing an AFK kind of for a while, sometimes I do that overnight in my main account, just in the last area. I tend to come the next day and I have, 7,000 or 8,000 loot that I basically gotten overnight. So getting 1,500 loot, and especially the loot that I'm getting here, it's really nothing great. I mean, I'll get pinatas and I'll get charm stones. I'll get a ton of just great stuff when I set it on loot. Secret keys too, those are valued at over 100 diamonds right now. So when I loot overnight, right, AFK overnight, I get a ton of good loot. Although I will say that I do have the super loot. That's kind of pay to win. I think that's made a huge difference. But again, so far not really seeing anything very good. So that was roughly 1,500. That was roughly 150 of my keys. So I'm gonna kind of take a little look at what I've gotten so far. Like I said, did get a few charms, so not bad. I actually do kind of like that blast charm. Other than that, I did get 2 charm stones, but those are only valued at 70k. So far, if I'm looking at the loot, if I would have sold these crystal keys, it would have been for just over 7 million if I sold them at the trading center. Clearly, I've not gotten that loot, so I'm going to speed this up. All right, so I'm still not seeing anything interesting, so I'm in editing going to do a video overlay here in the top right. So you're not actually going to see me in the trading center. So if I get anything interesting, I'll point it out when I'm opening up these 250 keys. But one of the things I want to talk about is how do I end up actually getting diamonds for the most part in this game? Because it looks like unless I actually get the huge by opening up this is pretty much going to end up a loss. I mean, I could have sold it for roughly over 7 million in diamonds. So far, I haven't seen any loot that I've gotten that's going to even remotely come close to that. When I was playing Pet Sim X, I actually had between this and my alt account a total of 56 huges. Not a ton of huges, but that was over playing that game for definitely 2 years, I would say. I played it kind of on and off. But since Pet Sim 99 came out in December, and now it's basically the first week of February of when I'm recording this video, I now have 82 huges. I transferred over all 56 huges from Pet Sim X. So now I've gotten 26 new huges, and mostly I've gotten it through trading stuff in basically the Trading Plaza. So what I'm kind of showing you right here is whenever I trade something, I almost always trade it below whatever the market value is. So you just saw that I kind of sold one of my, or I put in to sell one of my tier 7 enchants, and I'm selling that. It was normally going for 650. I think I sold it for 590 something. So I'm kind of looking around things to sell. I certainly have a lot of resources here, and again, this is the problem. I could spend all day long trying to basically sell things in the Trading Plaza. I almost always sell things roughly 10 to 25% below value. If I was selling a huge, I haven't attempted to sell any of my huges, but if I was attempting to sell in a huge, that I would sell for value. But these items, the reality is it's hard to get people to buy them. So I'll sell the TNT right here. I'm going to sell it for 139K. Normally that much TNT, you could certainly sell it if you go with the value of it. It was closer to 180K, so I'm certainly selling it at a markdown. But even since I've been putting these things in here, no one's actually purchased anything to me. So Diamond Enchant, someone just purchased something, looks like from me right now. So I did sell one of those. It was the first thing I sold since I've been in the trading booth. Since I've opened up this overlay. Again, selling those tier 7 enchants, which I was just on the last screen, those have really gone down in price. I'm going to sell 199 of the comets. Those normally go for 199K. I sold 250 of them. Those normally go for about 250, 260K is what market value says. But again, I'm going to sell them for less because I want to sell them. I want to get them gone. If I can make 199K, and you'll definitely notice that whenever I price things to sell, I always price them. So I'm going to sell this one at 99K. So I'm selling the hasty flags a little bit lower than I normally sell them for. But it's one of those things, if you ever been to a store, and I'm sure you certainly have been to a store, everything kind of always ends in that 9. And that's because just psychologically, when people see that, they tend to think they're getting a discount. So the fact that I'm selling it before the wrap price value that's listed, and I'm selling it in a number that ends in 9, tends to allow me to sell things pretty quickly when I have my trading booth open. And again, that's how I managed to get 26 new huges in Pet Sim 99. So taking a look, I'm kind of almost out of keys at this point. So I really haven't, again, the loot that I'm getting really isn't great. It's just basic loot. Got an exotic pet right there. It's worth 61K. I'll probably sell that. So again, selling that. List value 61K. I'd probably sell that for like 49K. And we got another exotic pack. I actually got 2 of those in a row. So that's roughly 100K. So taking a look here, looks like I finally got to the point where I'm almost running out of my crystal keys. And I really haven't seen that I've attained very much. Let's look what I've sold right here. So I did pick up a few enchants. I did get the XP charm, and just so you know, with the XP charm, I did apply that to one of my golden huges that I had. I had 3 golden rocks that were all roughly at level 70, and at first I didn't think that level up was really doing much, but it actually is. So look at the enchants I got right here. Other than the very first one that I could roughly sell, like I said, I think I could sell those for 49k is what I'd probably do, just 100k. Not really much in here. It'd be difficult to sell these. Oh wow, with potions I pretty much got, after opening 150 keys, honestly, there's nothing really there that's gonna get me really far. Did pick up 7 charm stones. That's roughly valued at $500,000. But I mean, overall, if I'm looking at this, I could have had 7 million in gems if I had sold all these 250 crystal keys. And best case kind of scenario. So I think best case scenario is I'm just going to open these crystal charms instead of selling them. Maybe I'll get lucky with them. So I'll open up all of them. Hopefully I got lucky. Oh, I did get lucky. A glittering charm. That's worth over 1.21 million. So basically, I mean, I'm going to call this kind of a loss because I could have had 7 million in gems if I had spent some time in the Trading Plaza, my booth, just selling my 250 crystal keys. I did not get the wizard, unfortunately. Open 250. I'm not going to say that's a total surprise, because if the chances are like 1 in 5,000 to get that huge, obviously I only opened 250. That's not even close to 5,000 keys. If I would have gotten the huge, it would have been a huge victory. But again, the only thing I really got was that main charm. So I came up with another idea. I am just going to go to the Trading Plaza and try to find someone who's selling the wizard. And there is someone who's selling it right there. So 13.7 million. I also had, I did 250 keys. I opened in this game. It was probably like 270 because I probably got about 20 free keys. I had another 100 keys in my alt account. That's roughly 9.5 million. So if I would have just basically sold all my keys, I would have almost had enough to get this Wizard Westie. It is a pretty cool pet. So in the end, I did get it, but I did not get it from opening the crystal chest. I just went and paid, 13.7 million for it. So overall, I'm going to say trying to open the crystal chest, unless you happen to get really lucky and get the Wizard Westie, it's kind of not really worth it. You're actually way better off probably selling your crystal keys. Although the value of the crystal keys has gone down a lot lately,